Today on Corporate Review, join us as we explore innovative technologies, cutting-edge solutions, and timely discussions from leaders across the globe. This is Corporate Review.
Welcome to Corporate Review. I'm Jackie Bales. Did you know that diesel engines power much of your everyday life and are critical to global economies? It's often thought that diesel engines are environmentally unfriendly, but the truth is that diesel engines are high-powered, clean sources of power. Here to discuss this topic, we have Ted Bregar, chairman of Yanmar America Corporation, and Ken Okayama, director of Yanmar Holdings Company. Gentlemen, welcome to you both.
Thank you for having us, Jackie.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Ted, first of all, what's the biggest challenge in the small engine industry today?
Well, clearly, Jackie, the biggest challenge can be summed up in two words, and it's environmental protection. The little-known fact is that the majority of the world's industrial and commercial processes are powered by diesel engines, which makes them essential to our everyday lives. Yanmar produces diesel engines, but we also produce construction equipment and agricultural equipment. Of course, ag equipment is essential for producing food, and both types of equipment produce jobs. And what is interesting about diesel engines is that they, relative to any other type of reciprocating engines, they're very, very efficient, and they have extremely low CO2 emissions that come out of the engine. And of course, CO2 is part of the global warming issue, but diesel engines are very, very clean. And unfortunately, the perception is that diesel engines are these black smoke belching black smoke belching devices that are not good for human health or the environment. It's Yanmar's goal to change that perception, but more importantly, to change the reality of that. Our goal is to engineer and manufacture engines whose emissions are actually cleaner than the ambient air around the engine.
So how exactly are you doing that? How are you delivering cleaner yet powerful engines that consumers demand?
Since the founding of our company, we've been concerned with emissions and efficiency. This is in the DNA of our company. But our customers demand more than this. Our customers have come to rely upon Yanmar engines as critical to their livelihood. So performance is key. And we continually focus our engineering efforts on a balance of performance and emissions. We are actively working to find other ways that we can be efficient other than just the engine. Yanmar produces not only the engine, but all of the components of the drivetrain, including the engine, the transmissions, the drive shafts, and the final drives. And we're able to find efficiencies in all of those areas. Plus, we're working on hybrids as well.
Oh, interesting. So Ted, who is Yanmar?
Jackie, Yanmar was founded in 1912. It's a privately held Japanese company to this day. The founder, Magokichi Yamaoka, basically was able to take a very large engine that had been developed by Dr. Diesel and miniaturize it. And a very famous quote from him that runs through our DNA, he said that to save fuel is to serve mankind. This was 1933.
I was just going to say, wow.
Yeah, very forward thinking. But beyond that, so diesel engines are the core of our business, and we've expanded into other businesses such as construction equipment, agricultural equipment, marine engines. We are a leader in the world in marine engines, both recreational and from the ocean-going commercial and passenger ocean-going vessel perspective. We are the leading supplier in the world of generator sets for those engines, or for those ships. So a wide variety of products today. We have 4 regional headquarters worldwide, Yanmar America is based near Atlanta. Yanmar Europe is near Amsterdam. Shanghai plays host to Yanmar China, and Singapore is the home of Yanmar Southeast Asia. We have 31 factories worldwide, about 2,500 distributors worldwide. Last year in 2013, we had revenues of $6.5 billion.
Wow. Now, Ken, let's talk about you for a second. I understand you were a designer at Ferrari. Can you tell us what made you decide to move over and design for Yanmar instead?
Oh, that's what I did in my previous life. But, designing red Italian sports car or designing tractor, for example, for Yanmar, it is basically you designing products and services for your potential customers. And any heavy-duty equipments like tractors, for example, takes many years to develop. It's almost like choosing birthday present for someone important to you, but it's not this year's birthday, but it's maybe 5 years from now.
Oh.
That's how difficult it is.
Thinking ahead of the curve then.
Right. But actually, in automotive industry, I'm the first person who ever designed Corvette and Porsche and Ferrari.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm very proud of that.
I can say, wow, that is amazing.
But at the same time, though, I have a double duty in Yanmar. One is being a director of holding company. Another one is being designer for designing entire products and services, including dealerships, for the worldwide Yanmar group. And designing products, of course, but services, because products by itself does not provide enough value to customers anymore. Really have to understand how those products are used by customers. You really have to listen to customers.
So that brings me to my next question then. Tell us about some of the common applications for these diesel engines.
Well, we started our business a little more than 100 years ago from diesel engines. But using that diesel engine, which is very efficient actually and good for industrial application. So we do that for agricultural equipment, construction, and energy and marine applications. You could imagine the requirements and specifications that you need for tractor and power generator is quite different.
Sure.
But diesel engines actually, with the efficiency and the output of horsepower and torque that we can get from diesel engines, we can provide actually both industry the same engine, but quite a different application and results.
Huh, I had no idea.
But with all that, we built a trust in B2B business. And now, with that trust, in fact, we are manufacturing products for customers as well. And we've been doing that for quite a long time in Japan. But now our focus is for international market, which we already have 40% of our worldwide sales, but we'd like to increase more.
Ted, would you go over for us what you believe are the most important features and benefits of your engines beyond what Ken was just talking about? Because what Ken was talking about is pretty significant.
Absolutely. Well, basically, the basic premise of Yanmar products is quality. We are never the cheapest product. We are the quality product. In the case of a diesel engine, quality means two things. It means reliability, and it means durability. Reliability is the ability of the engine to start first time, every time, and complete the mission. Durability is the ability of the engine to complete many of those missions over extended periods of time, years, without major overhaul and major repairs. And these are mission critical types of jobs. One of the things that points to this is the fact that in the Japanese research station in Antarctica, we've had one of our combined heat and power units in operation continually since 1984 without major overhaul or major problems.
In Antarctica?
In Antarctica, in a very hostile environment for 30 years. So quality, reliability, and durability is very important to us. As I mentioned earlier, there's a third factor, and that's in our DNA, and that's fuel efficiency. That is, as I mentioned, Mr. Yamaoka, when he founded the company, said to save fuel is to serve mankind, and we've been focused on that technologically for many years, and have focused our technical resources on developing reliability, durability, and fuel efficiency.
Remarkable. Ken, do you believe there are other reasons people choose Yanmar engines?
Well, fact that we're a very established company in Japan, and a lot of our business people know about that. And a lot of application of our engines are in industrial application, which is a high requirement and very difficult to fulfill the whatever is needed by our customers. And that built a trust in the brand. But now we like to apply this trust in more of our consumer products as well.
So making your products available directly to the consumer then?
Yes. We have been actually in North American market for quite a long time, but unfortunately, the brand Yanmar maybe it's not as well known as it is in Japan, unfortunately here in North American market. So now we're in the process of preparing new products and listening to the voice of customers. And the reason why we're here right now is going around and talk to the customers, some of the critical dealers, and those people to understand what is the potential need and desire for the future market.
In order to solve that, one of the things that we're doing is bringing more of Yanmar's final products to North America, the tractors and the construction equipment. And that will help in terms of brand recognition.
Ted, talk a little more about Yanmar's commitment to the environment.
Well, I keep coming back to the DNA of Yanmar. We take this very seriously. This environmental sustainability and environmental friendliness is in our DNA, as I mentioned earlier. And we have focused our technologies on a continual basis for 100 years on being a technological leader in power conversion focused on environmental sustainability. A recent example of that is the fact that last year, in 2013, we were the first company in the world who make small diesel engines to be certified by the California Air Resources Board, CARB, for 2013 emissions. And as you may well know, California has the most stringent requirements in the world.
Toughest in the world, absolutely.
They do. So the result of our technology is really showing in that example. We're also focused on taking advantage of the ability of the diesel engine to burn a variety of fuels. So we're working on biodiesel and renewable fuels as well in order to make them more environmentally friendly.
Jackie, actually, you might think that the diesel engine we're talking here is only for efficiency. But as a matter of fact, that it has amazing performance, even compared to the gasoline engines as well.
Oh, really?
For example, in Europe, because of its torque and the long distance efficiency, diesel engines are actually used in many automotive, but the sports car application as well. One of the most famous endurance race in France is called the Le Mans 24 Hours. Past 7 to 8 years, actually it's been won by diesel engine vehicles. And nowadays, actually putting a diesel engine in a sports car is getting very common in Europe. So I see that coming in States too.
Interesting, and you would know. So wow, I'll take your words of wisdom. That is fascinating. I had no idea of that. And now, Ken, I understand Yanmar is engaged in a real push to get the Yanmar name really familiar to the American public.
Right. Based on our experience that we've been talking about with diesel engines, actually, that we like North American market and the customers to know our potentiality through our consumer products. In fact, we started our initiative in 2012. We called Yanmar Premium Brand Project. So here, with this premium brand initiative that we started 2012, we designed, for example, concept tractor, and now we're designing the new dealerships because, as I said, products by itself does not provide enough services and a total solution to customers. Total solution really is how people would use this tractor for what sort of business. what is the products that they really want out of this, their business activities.
So can you tell us some of the features that customers would really like about the concept tractor?
Well, actually, any successful corporations in North America, they look at not just the company, but they look at the total industry. And what we wanted to, the message that we wanted to convey to public through this concept tractor was not just a feature of this hardware, but in fact, being a farmer in being an agricultural business is profitable, and it is very comfortable. It is a huge potentiality that there is. In Japan, for example, unfortunately, it is not so at the time, at this moment. But we like to invite new corporations and new individuals to come into this industry. But to do that, we like to actually let people know that this tractor could be this cool looking, almost as good as buying Italian red sports car.
There you go.
That people, whoever we talk to, wants to switch their business to agricultural business. One of the biggest hurdle actually is the resistance from the family members. You know, the 85% of all the cars are purchased but decided by female, not necessarily paid by female, but a lot of our female voices are very important in this case as well. Because when, for example, father wants to switch their business, they talk to their wives and children, and they need to convince their family members. It could be the other way around. In this case, I really wanted to convey this message that this high-tech feature equipment provided with the Yanmar diesel engine could be this comfortable. You could be there for 12 hours and doing what they do out there in the field, comfortably receiving phone calls from their customers and talking about the sales target and the sales network and doing the agricultural business as well. So this is actually the tool to convince their family members to come into the industry. And we did that in Japan. And we will be doing similar things in the United States, but to do that, we need a foundation to have a good sales network. And we do have a good dealers right now, but we like to have even more people coming into the Yanmar group and our, being a family member to be able to sell our products to public in North America. That's what we're studying.
Wow. Now, Ted, tell us what it takes to be a major global player in this industry.
Well, in the case of diesel engines, brand recognition is extremely important, Jackie. And the reason for that is that the diesel engine is not a final product. It goes into final products or prime products. So there are limited opportunities for us to have brand recognition. And when you're new in a geographic area, brand recognition is a huge issue.
Of course.
But turning back to engines, the goal is to have customers who demand our engines. They recognize, all of our end users recognize the value that our engines add to their product from a quality perspective, the durability, the reliability, and the fuel efficiency. Our ultimate would be to have our OEMs want to put a sticker on their machine that says powered by Yanmar.
There we go, I like it.
Much in the same way that computers many times have Intel inside.
Exactly.
So brand recognition is a big deal. Another critical component is in fact design. And we were fortunate 2 years ago to have Mr. Okayama come on board the Yanmar. And his mission, as one of the leading designers in the world, his mission is to not only change the design of the products, but to make the technology and the features and benefits of our products visible to the end user. It's not just the cosmetics, it's the look and feel of the product itself.
So how important would you say design is to Yanmar?
Oh, it's absolutely critical because it's not just cosmetics. His job goes deeper than the packaging in something such as the concept tractor. His ability to draw out the look and feel, or the feel of the tractor or of the piece of equipment that's using a Yanmar engine, and have that conveyed to the end user is the most important thing. We want to be able to blindfold a customer And when they get into a machine and turn the key, they say, "Ah, Yanmar."
Wow.
And that's his job.
Powerful description. So Ken, is there a particular type of engine you design? Do you plan to design more engines in the future?
Well, we're very proud that we have designed the FI engine, which is the latest with the technology, 6-cylinder, really large displacement engine that has a state-of-the-art efficiency and the output. But this is just the beginning of it. In fact, the engine, you might think that there's no cosmetic issue that is important for engines, but in fact it is. When people buy these products and open up the engine hood and look at what's inside, people really are proud of what they paid for.
Sure they
and
are.
we want people to make sure that they're very, very satisfied performance-wise, but visually as well. But like Ted said, cosmetic aspect of design is a portion of importance of design. But at the same time, being a designer, I'm almost the outsider of the company. I'm trying not to actually get involved too much of the daily activities so that I don't lose this vision of what customers really want in the future. I'd like to be rather much closer to the customers than really technicians. I mean, I work with, of course, and
right.
I'm one of them. But we tend to actually stay in the office and just look at a desk work and look into the computer screen and do all the work. You think that's your job. That is not your work. Your work actually is, go over the expectation of what customers want. You got to listen to them. You got to materialize that. And the designing process and designing actually the team. Designing, including dealerships, what we're going to provide to people is part of the design importance. And that's what I do.
Fantastic. Ted, lastly, tell us about your partnership with Oracle Team USA. This is really something special, too.
Well, Jackie, we are the technical sponsor and partner for Oracle Team USA. Oracle Team USA, as you probably know, they won their second consecutive America's Cup in San Francisco last year in September. And at first glance, it may seem strange that you have this high-tech yacht, which has now, this organization has partnered with an industrial company like Yanmar. But again, it gets back to the technology. The fact is that the yachts are achieving highway speeds and sustaining highway speeds over the water, 60 knots. The ability of the support boats to keep up with them is critical, the chase boats.
Right.
And as Ken was talking about, the new engines that are being designed, an enormous amount of technology goes into those engines in order to have the lowest, the best weight to power ratio in the industry. So what that means is that you have this very small package producing an enormous amount of horsepower in a very small boat that has a small footprint requirement to be able to keep up with these yachts. Mr. Coots, Russell Coots, the CEO of Oracle Team USA, recognized this immediately, that there are very few other companies that could have even possibly come close to doing this, and that's one of the reasons we were selected. Of course, the entire drivetrain was provided by Yanmar for the Oracle Team chase boats. And the fact that these yacht teams are looking for the finest technology in the world to come together to make their case to win an America's Cup, we were very proud to be standing on the same stage with Mr. Coates and Oracle Team USA in the first place, and then for them to win the America's Cup last year for the second consecutive time in what's been described as the greatest comeback in sporting history. Was just a phenomenal experience.
Wow. Well, congratulations to both of you. What an achievement. I want to thank both of you, Ken and Ted, for joining me today to talk about Yanmar and the really fascinating approach you bring to the industry. Thank you.
Thank you for having us, Jackie. It's been our pleasure.
Thank you, Jackie. Glad to be here.
For Corporate Review, I'm Jackie Bales. Thanks for watching.